traders, this is Ruben with Financial United. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about a one-on-one session that I recently had with one of the Phantom coaches. Now, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts, if I got any value out of it, and finally, if I would recommend this to anyone else. So, let's get right to it. To start off, the process was pretty straightforward. If you guys saw my previous video on the review of Phantom trading, you guys are well aware that you have the option of booking a one-on-one call with any one of the coaches. So after going through all the content and having a refined plan that I was willing to take to the live markets, I went ahead and booked my one-on-one session. Now, the coach that I picked was Trick3y. I've been following Trick3y from the very get-go. His liquidity concepts are second to none, so what better person to look over my plan than the one who I've been following from the get-go. Once we actually set a date, he sent me a couple of questions about what I wanted to get out of the meeting. And I thought it was great, because instead of having to figure this out as we go, he was already going to have a plan in motion so that we can make the most out of the time on this one-on-one call. Now, the areas that I personally wanted to focus on were 15-minute POIs right down to the execution. I felt like that was the last missing piece of the puzzle for me. Once we finally got down to the Zoom meeting, Trick3y was very punctual. He sent over the Zoom link in a timely manner, and we got right into it. At first, we had a little bit of small talk that didn't count against the time, and that was really awesome of him. Once we started getting into it, I realized very quickly that he was very knowledgeable in what he did. His way of explaining the concepts down to a very basic level really tells you his level of understanding. And I was really able to dive deep into the minor details of liquidity to really understand why I was taking certain entries and why certain POIs were or were not valid. He took his time explaining every single concept and made sure that I understood something before moving on. We went over a couple of examples of his, and then I showed him a couple of my trades and what I could have done different or what he would have done so I can compare myself to where he's at. Obviously, there's going to be some difference in the level of skill as he's been doing this for years and I've been only doing this for a couple of months, but it was nice hearing it from the source. Now, for the big question, would I recommend this to somebody else? And the answer is definitely yes. I do believe that you can get a lot of value out of a one-on-one. However, I would first say that you must really have the core content down. It is not the best use of your time to book a one-on-one session when you're still struggling with order flow and market structure, which are the core concepts of any SMC course that you might take. Now, once you have those concepts down and you have a rough trading plan, then you can go and book a one-on-one session so you can really dial in all the little details that your plan might be missing or any weak areas that you might have. But that way you can ensure that you make the most out of your time. Now, with that being said, I will most likely be giving Trick3y another call in 6 months to a year just to catch up and see how my development has been. As always, trade safe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.